Attention all you fake-ass people, narcissistic assholes, backstabbing traitors, and users. Listen up. I've got a message for you, and it's not pretty. I've put up with your endless bullshit, your pathetic lies, and your manipulative games. You've taken my kindness for weakness, used me, and stabbed me in the back whenever it suited you. Well, fuck that, and fuck you too. I'm not your fucking doormat anymore. You can take your deceit, your betrayal, and your lies and shove them straight up your ass. I'm done with your toxic garbage, your fake-ass smiles, and your self-serving games. So here's my final message to all of you worthless pieces of shit. Fuck you. Fuck your fake-ass smiles. Fuck your two-faced bullshit. And fuck everything you stand for. I'm done with all your fucking bullshit, and you can kiss my fucking ass.
That's not enough to start a show. I don't know what is. What's going on, man? What's happening with y'all, man? The New Breed 313 Sports, a.k.a. 313 The New Breed Real Talk, man. Back at it again, man. You know I had to do it with the big homie, man. You know I had to do it with my man Paul Pacino in the building, man. What's up? What's up, P?
What's good, bro? What's good?
So, I talk about a few things, man. But first, we're gonna get into, the NBA trades, man. We're gonna talk about this Luka and AD. That's why I had to put on the Luka jersey for y'all. So, as we talking about that, but most of y'all that don't know, there was a trade. Well, if y'all don't know now, man, y'all been crawling under the rock or something, man. So, Luka Doncic was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. I'm gonna bring up the trade, everything in a minute. Hold on, y'all. So I'm gonna bring it up. Hold up. Y'all don't scream y'all know because we have so hold on, y'all. Hold up. Okay, I think we just, there you go. Okay, so get y'all a leaned on the tracker. So put it up. So it's what the Lakers, I'll do that. So this is the Lakers land Luka from the Mavericks in a 3-team deal. Lakers got Luka, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, the 29 first-round pick. Oh, man, more of these damn things. And then Utah gets Jalen Hood Schifino, a 2nd-round pick, 2 second-round picks. So, we'll talk about those other trades in a minute. But I just to let you know with the Luka and AD trade, I know it took a lot of people by surprise, still does. But that's how the trade deadline is. So it is what it is. So P, what you think about this trade, man? What's your thoughts about it?
All right. A Luka fan perspective. Why would you trade Luka in his prime, and he's 25 years of age?
Mm-hmm.
Took y'all to the NBA Finals. They haven't been to the NBA Finals, I think, since 2011, 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 2011 or 2012 when they played the Miami Heat the second time?
I believe it was 2011, I believe.
So they haven't been in the NBA Finals in Lord knows how long since then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's looking like, with Klay Thompson and whoever else they got in the all season, they could get back to the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't been having a great season, but Klay Thompson is not the old Klay Thompson. Kyrie is showing he's not the old Kyrie that you expect him to be.
Mm-hmm.
Luka has been going through injuries and what else. Then also, it was health issues, and them deciding if they should give him a supermax contract.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the supermax contract, they would give him is like $350 million or $550 million.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
So, and Luka has been bringing in lots and lots of Dallas fans to whatever arena the Mavericks play.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So now you make this trade, you pissed off your face in a gigantor way.
Yeah.
It's to the point, if I was the owner, you better hire police, Secret Service, watching you 24/7. You better make sure you have a device to monitor your phone calls. Because it ain't going to be safe.
No, it's not going to be safe at all.
Look at Jason Kidd's face, and you could tell he was. Because who wouldn't want to coach a Luka Doncic?
Yeah.
And Jason Kidd being a Hall of Fame point guard.
Shout out to Jason Kidd.
Twice, losing one. No, 3 times, excuse me. 3 times. Losing 2, winning 1. This is his dream come true. Now, all of a sudden, it no longer is a dream come true.
Yeah.
Luka is with the Lakers. You have Anthony Davis, who is also injured. You don't know when he's gonna play. I'm just gonna say this.
Right.
For the Lakers, it's all about moving on from LeBron James.
Absolutely. That's I think that's why they make this trade, because they knew LeBron is probably going to retire within the next year or 2. So they had to put asses in seats.
and the 2020s.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go see a Laker game. Now, when it comes to Luka Doncic, they need a face. They need somebody that's going to carry them going into 2020 and 2030. But I hope y'all Luka fans and Laker fans know the trade that happened, he won't be able to get a max contract. I don't know how that's going to work out with the Lakers, but Mavericks did something with the trade where he can't get a max contract, and I think that was mentioned.
Could have been.
I know it wasn't mentioned in the press conference, but from Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Ticker TV, they mentioned the Mavericks did this trade to get back at Luka because he was coming to he was before the NBA regular season. He was overweight.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't he wasn't in shape. Mm-hmm. He was struggling to be his old self on the basketball court. Mm-hmm. And once he got, I think he hurt his calf or Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. Why would you make a trade for Luka and you don't know if this man is even going to play this regular season?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play some videos to get different reactions of people. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, before you put those videos, let me finish what I'm saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
And that's the thing. I'm not going to make a trade for an athlete and he's not going to be able to get on the basketball court and do the things you want him to do to keep the Lakers winning. Can Luka and LeBron coexist when it comes to sharing the ball? Because you got two ball hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The ball, and Luka likes playing basketball. And then that takes away from Reeves, because Reeves likes to, hit his assists and make his jump shots and 3-pointers. So from what I'm hearing, that's going to be a huge interference.
Right.
Then now you have no more rim protection. You have no more shot blocking.
Mm-hmm.
You have no more 25, 35, 45 when that you was getting from Anthony Davis. Mm-hmm. And don't bring up Smith, because Smith is not Anthony Davis.
Right. Yeah, it's not too many people that's like Anthony Davis. He's like a generational talent. Even even when he was with New Orleans, he was that dude.
Right.
He was that guy.
If it was for
Anthony Davis, bring it up, New Orleans.
Right. If it wasn't for Anthony Davis, your Lakers fans was not getting that bubble championship.
No.
LeBron is not that dude. He's not Michael Jordan. He's not Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Tim Duncan.
Right. And you don't, and that's what gets me, that they overlook Kobe. You know what I'm saying? They got to stop doing
damn
that.
shame. That's a damn shame. How you put LeBron with Jordan when it should be Jordan and Kobe?
Right,
Because Kobe was one championship away from being tied with Jordan.
right, right.
LeBron never three-peated.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
He never went back-to-back once.
Mm-hmm.
He never did it twice.
Right, right.
He always had help.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe only had Shaquille O'Neal and a supporting cast.
Right, right.
And then, it was Kobe, Shaq, and the supporting cast. Then it was Kobe, Gasol, and the supporting cast.
Yeah. Ron Artest and
Right. So LeBron always need a superstar to make him look good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, Luka, Laker fans, do not get excited or think you get into the NBA Finals. It's not happening. It's not happening. Now, y'all want to get Davis?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, but no more Anthony Davis. Once Davis get on that basketball court and start playing for the Mavericks, maybe the Mavericks can make a run, because when Davis is healthy, like I say, he gives you 25, 35, 45. From the trade perspective, say the Lakers won or the Mavericks won. I'm gonna wait and see how Luka plays with the Lakers and how Anthony Davis plays with the Mavericks. It's similar to the trade that went down with the Timberwolves and the Knicks before the regular season happened, where Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo was traded to the Timberwolves in exchange for Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, I feel you.
Everybody thought Karl Anthony Towns is not going to fit with the Knicks. He's soft, he can't play no defense. It was Anthony Davis that carried the Timberwolves. In the words of Karl Anthony Towns, anything I have to say now?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's third or fourth in MVP talks.
Yeah.
Him and Jalen Brunson will be starting for the East All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first. Not even Patrick Ewing or John Starks started.
Right.
Eastern All-Star game.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Ed? You said the Mavericks won. Yeah. I would say so myself. They won.
And when it comes to Karl Anthony Towns, he has an all-star, a Jalen Brunson. Anthony Edwards is not. I'm not saying Anthony Edwards does not have skills, but let me tell you something. I'd rather a Jalen Brunson any day than Anthony Edwards. Because Jalen Brunson lets his skills on that basketball court do the talking. Anthony Edwards does so much talking, and it's like, all right, man,
yeah.
why don't you just do the thing? I'm telling you right now, if put the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals.
Sound like you wanted a tunnel, man, with the phone.
If Anthony Edwards does not find a way to get the Timberwolves back to the Western Conference Finals, this trade
You said Brunson doesn't defend?
No, I said
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about what Ed just said. You said Brunson doesn't defend.
Wow.
Okay.
Brunson doesn't defend. Okay. So if that was the case, the Knicks would have gone this far throughout the playoffs. Never mind, y'all. If the Knicks did not lose OG and Mitchell Robinson against the Pacers, more than likely they would have knocked the Pacers out the Eastern Conference semis and went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And lose to the Celtics.
Yeah, well, that was
and lose to the Celtics.
Right. But everybody thinks Jalen Brunson can't defend. Jalen Brunson is not about that life. Jalen Brunson, he's an okay point guard, but he's not Damian Lillard. He's not Steph Curry. Listen, they asked on ESPN.
Hey Ed, you funny as hell, man. If I ask P that, he gonna go nuts for what you just said.
What?
So Ed just said Brunson is not a better player than Edwards. They traded Cat because the second April.
Okay. So if that's the case, why is the Timberwolves struggling? They're like 4 games 500 compared to last year when they was killing it. Why you don't see Dante playing for them? And now you don't see Julius Randle playing for them. But you see Karl Anthony Towns playing, and his game has gotten better this. I swear.
StreamYard keep taking me off of this motherfucker. I'm getting tired of this shit. But okay, you said Brunson is surrounded by some of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA.
And Anthony Edwards is not. Listen, Joe.
Hold on, let me finish. Dude, let me finish. Let me fucking finish, bro. Dude. Bro, let me fucking finish. Dude, let's end the show. Let's end the show, man, because this nigga pissing me off. Dude, shut the fuck up and let me finish this. You said Brunson is surrounded by some of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. It's the same for Jalen Brunson that Tibbs is hiding the defense from K. You saying hiding the defense from K Cunningham? It's the same with that Tibbs is doing with Brunson. Okay. I'm not saying that, Ed. I'm not saying that. But yeah, man, it's just
he can see whatever the fuck he want. Kiss my ass, man.
We're not doing this, man. We're not doing this.
I apologize, man. I ain't even think gonna put you over anything,
bro. Come on, man. Come on. You gotta ease up, brother. You gotta ease up. But yeah, man, it's just about it's different situations when it comes with the West and the Eastern Conference. You know what I'm saying? So, and then Anthony Edwards is still trying to learn things, but he's been in the league longer than Anthony Edwards. And he's been on a playoff team with Dallas. So it's kind of got a different mentality now. Yeah. And, they got a good team with, Bridges and Anunoby and Cameron Payne and things like that with Minnesota.
Don't forget him.
See what I mean?
No,
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Again,
go ahead.
My apologies. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, brother. You got the flow.
Anthony Edwards with Karl-Anthony Towns, it helps him look good. Because now you see he doesn't have the Robin that he can depend on when he's double teamed and they can just shut him down. He's going to score his points. We know that. But with Karl-Anthony Towns, it made him look better. It made the Timberwolves look better. Now with no Karl-Anthony Towns, come on now. You're going to depend on Julius Randle?
You're
going to depend on Dante DiVincenzo? And Dante DiVincenzo, when he was
DiVincenzo.
He got, the Knicks would have found a way to get him back because with Dante, that was the Knicks' sixth man. I would say that was Emmanuel Quickly. Because he could give you like 15, 25 points off the bench. Now, so that's basically what I'm saying right now. I can't say if the Luka trade is going to help the Lakers or the Davis trade is going to help the Mavericks. We have to wait. And first of all, they're both injured. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, they both.
Somebody that could, make his game the shit.
You said Tibbs was hiding Brunson from Cade on defense because Brunson couldn't and can't guard him or any other top-tier guard for that matter. As I said, Cat was traded for financial reasons only, which should explain how impactful the new salary cap will be on every team.
And Towns already said out his mouth during the interview, he's going to take a huge cut, because he wants to stay with the Knicks.
We'll see.
No, he will.
Because you can't trust what players say nowadays.
That's true. You're right. If he doesn't, the Knicks could trade him and get some more.
Kyrie Irving said the same thing years ago. He said the same thing. I'm not going to leave Cleveland. I'm going to stay in Cleveland. And what happened?
You're right. We have to wait and see. But if I put my money on it, he's going to be a Knick.
The Raptors said the same thing with DeMar DeRozan. They said they're going to keep DeRozan. You're going to be here forever and ever. You're going to retire a Raptor. And they traded him for Kawhi Leonard, and they won a championship.
I have the right to have wishes.
I mean, you could say, listen, you got the right to think and say what you want to say, bro. It's cool.
I hear what you're saying, and I agree 100%. Nothing is a guarantee. Just like with Luka, the Lakers fans think he's going to be there forever.
Right.
He's smiling now, but when it comes time to negotiations, contracts.
Yeah. Big John, what's up, man? Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave. For we actually it's through this mother.
Still.
So I mean, let me, Big John, what's up? Hey, Day, what's going on? Hey, man. Unfortunately, it's just gonna be us two doing the video. That's with Paul's request, man, because he don't want nobody on the videos and stuff, right? With this one, but we got you next.
Let him chime in, bro. If you want to chime in, let him chime in. Because this is Luka, and this is about Luka Doncic, so let him chime in.
Because that, and well, with that, and plus I gotta get ready for this Piston game too. So
right. So
yeah,
take for that, bro.
So
all right. So continue talking, or
okay. So I dropped the link. This is the link for the show. So yeah, this is the link for the show. So anybody that wants to link in, that's the link to join in on the show. But yeah, man, with this Luka, I mean, it's like you said, we got to see what happens. I think with in the Mavericks situation, that means Anthony Davis can go to the 4. He can go to his natural position with the 4. They got Daniel Gafford at the 5. So he can go to his natural position. I think that's good for the Mavericks. And plus, they got, with the talent they got, you know, Kyrie, Clay, Spencer Dinwiddie, all these guys that they have on the team. So it's definitely going to benefit with the Mavericks. Now with the Lakers, like I said, we just going to see. It just depends on the conditioning of Luka, and you know, Eric. Yeah. Okay, this thing keep getting me in and out stuff, man. I don't know why it does that. So about to bring. Okay, yeah, I see you, Day. I'm about to bring you in.
What up?
Hey?
What up?
What's up, man? What's up?
Shit, I hear y'all in here talking a little basketball, man. Had to hop on.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. We just talk about this Luka AD trade.
I think it worked out for both teams, really. I think it helps Dallas in the short term, but I think it really helps the Lakers in the long term.
Okay.
They got their next superstar lined up with Luka. But as far as it working right now for the Lakers in short term, I don't think it's going to work short term. I think it's more of a long term move for the Lakers.
Yeah. I agree with that, because then I think it's just with a move like that, it just tells you LeBron is retiring in the next year or two. You know, hopefully, that's what the way it seemed. But who knows?
It also could have bought LeBron a few more years too.
That's true.
They don't have to be the predominant ball handler anymore. You know what I mean?
Right. Because I know people will think it's going to be some friction between Luka and LeBron because, you know, they demand the ball so much. So somebody going to have to you know, they gonna have to do some negotiation on how they gonna run things there. So
LeBron's gonna have to learn how to play off ball.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good luck with that.
Hey, listen.
The reason I say this because we watched LeBron when he started playing with Cavs, then the Miami Heat, they went back to the Cavs and the Lakers. LeBron wants to be in control. That's just how he is. Not just playing basketball with the brands that he has going on, you know, with the music, movie, television, you know, series and stuff. He wants to be in control. So,
Uh-oh. Something going on with Steve, man. He keep getting kicked off.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You're cutting in and out, too.
That's the way it is, man.
that's when I say this. LeBron going to bring that ball. And another thing that
All right.
Yeah, we back.
Okay. How are you going to win a championship without an Anthony Davis type? You need something like that.
What's good? Are you all right?
Grab
What's up, man?
rebounds, give you a little scoring, you know, and also bring the ball up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he was able to keep Anthony Davis and get Luka, then we could all agree, oh yeah, Lakers could get back to the NBA Finals. Now, thing too.
I don't think they were going to get there with Anthony
Yeah,
Davis.
Bruce.
I mentioned this too. He can't get.
What's up, Ed?
The Mavericks did something to keep him from getting a max contract.
Okay.
So how the Lakers going to negotiate that? I don't know. Because if I'm Luka, I'm going to want $550 million, maybe more. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
He's not getting that.
Yeah,
He ain't getting that. He's not eligible to get anything close to that.
Period.
no.
Since he got traded, he
But
lost
they lost
the ability to get that
116 million.
back. Yep.
Yeah. I ain't go, like I said, I know you guys things to do, Bree. I just want to chime in real quick, dog, because I got the stuff to take care of likewise. But in regards to this trade, man, there's a part of this trade that people are really overlooking. I think it's the main part. Go look at where the Adelsons even bought the Dallas Mavericks from Mark Cuban in the first place, and that'll explain the Luka situation at whole.
Because they
Real
want
talk.
this team to fail so they can
Yep.
put in a casino. I just
Yeah,
read
they use the Mavericks as a leveraging chip against Texas legislation, so they can leave gambling, man. Folks get on here and just say whatever, bro, thinking everything is just about basketball. It's bigger things, but these people are billionaires that didn't make money with basketball. They made money in the real world, bro. You know what I'm saying? These people dealing with stuff much higher than basketball.
For sure. For sure.
And so
Yeah.
there's also two. Go ahead. I'm sorry, brother.
Oh no, I was just saying that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. There's also two birds to kill with this, because I do think some of it, because if you go look at Mark Cuban's original interview when he sold the team in 2022 to the Adelsons, he flat out said they're not basketball people. So these are X's and O's, straight numbers and facts type of folks that you're working with, man. And so they get a guy like Luka. You got Nico Harrison on there talking about some, man, look, this dude is up for $345 million. Of course, he's the general manager of the team. He's privy to the plans of the owner. He already knows what's going on. People attack Nico Harrison. Chip didn't approve of it. Now, also, here's the other element to this. People don't understand the nature. Okay, Bree, going again. What up, man? You straight, brother?
What up, though?
Yeah. Don't understand the nature of what Mark Cuban's ownership deal was. Mark Cuban sold 70% of the team. However, he kept executive control in terms of basketball decisions. So essentially, his function is the basketball operations. So this was also written by Mark Cuban, man. There's an element of there's going to be a domino effect to the rest of the league, and I think there's a lot of bright spots in it as well, because you got too many guys sitting on the bench paid to not play when they want to play when it's convenient for them to play, etc. You get a contract, you're supposed to play up to your contract, which means you're supposed to play, man. Luka's not doing the Mavericks any favors by getting them to the finals. That's what the hell he was paid to do. But I know you couldn't win in the finals because you couldn't guard anybody. And so then you show up to training camp looking the exact same type of way. And then you're going to sit up there and ask these folks who are, as I said, not basketball people, they straight X's and O's numbers folks for $345 million. And you played 14 games all season long.
Preach, bro, preach.
Yeah.
And then you weren't even eligible. Look, then you played 63 games last season. It wasn't eligible for anything. So it's two birds got killed with one stone. Their main plan is still what we said, that they want to bring legalized gambling into Texas, and they're going to use the Dallas Mavericks as a leveraging chip because why? Dallas, Texas is the fourth largest media market in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Not just the United States. So they're going to use that as a leveraging chip, saying we're going to move the team to Vegas if y'all don't give us what we want. However, we don't want to do it. We owe over $250 million to on the roster if we're going to do that, because we don't want to be financially strapped if he's not worth it. And then the way they look at it is, if he's not playing, he's not worth it. So now the long run, think about what you've done. Not even Anthony Davis is going to be ready to play before Luka. Luka's not even due to come back until March, bro.
No, Luka,
Right.
no.
And so then-
no, wrong. Luka's coming back Saturday.
What?
Luka's coming back.
They said he was all right, man. I heard two different reports. They said he's not looking to come back until March. They said he'll be reevaluated for what I heard yesterday on Saturday by LA Team Doctors.
Yes, they just came out yesterday.
Okay, then they say he ready. He ready. Cool.
That's
If he
just what
ready,
I
he ready.
heard. I didn't mean to say you're wrong. I'm just saying that's just what I heard.
No, bro. But if I'm wrong, bro, then you know me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll take that. But I'm just saying, I'm just going by what was reported. They said if he's not ready, they said they'll reevaluate him and see if he's ready to come back. But they're looking at March as a potential return. That's what I read yesterday. So if they say he's ready, I'm not a doctor. You know, that's what it is. He's ready. But the point is, man, he's not eligible for any kind of extracurricular awards because he's not played enough games this year. He's won over $300 million. Son, go. Thank you.
Yeah.
He's won over $345 million, man, and you're not playing. And I actually think this is a good thing for the league because you got too many dudes getting paid, low management. You don't actually play. You're getting these. Look first, man. Embiid, you're not eligible for anything. Exactly.
What's up?
Embiid not playing. You get $51 million a year. You playing Brad Beal. Yeah, just came back yesterday. Not eligible for anything because he hasn't played enough games. Brig keep getting booted, man. They hating on my man Brig. He hasn't played enough games. You know what I'm saying? Like Brig, keep it too real. You know, Embiid hasn't played enough games. You know, you got Brad Beal getting paid $51 million to come off the bench. It's too many guys that are not that good making too much money in the NBA. It's too many guys that don't play getting too much money.
Owners are getting tired of it. These guys get
And
these
I don't blame them.
contracts. The guys get these contracts. I mean, we've seen it in all types of sports. As soon as these players get paid, it's all of a sudden, we got load management, or he's got a nagging injury, or he's got this, he's got that. But where was all the money before you signed these massive lucrative deals? Non-existent.
Non-existent. And the thing is, Luka already on a $215 million deal. So, but in the immortal words of Charles Barkley, you can't mistreat somebody you paying $20 million.
You're right.
Point blank, you already got. They pay you $215 million. What you just did. Go to the finals. That's what you did, dog. Why is it you the contract and like you do the thing, bro? Just like anybody in this world. Nope. Not be prepared to do the job.
You was breaking up. What you say?
I said, why you guys get this? Like, and doing team employee.
Yeah, you breaking up like crazy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you breaking up like a record up over there, man.
You gotta get close to the
Can you
Burger
hear me
King.
now? Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm saying is, I understand why these guys get this money, man, and they act like they're doing the team a favor. They're an employee. They do what they get paid to do. Period. Not doing that. Went to the final. $200 to get us there.
Yeah, you breaking up again.
Well, it's really let me see.
Yeah.
Walk outside real quick. All right. How's this?
Better.
Better. It's better.
Okay. Like I was saying, these guys get this money, man, and they act like they're doing the team a favor, bro. They're an employee just like anybody else. It goes to show you how spoiled these dudes are, man. If I look at this, bro, look at this, man. They paid you $215 million, top-notch money. You did what the $215 million is supposed to do, except for you're not ever ready to play because you're never in shape. And so finally, an ownership group came that's like, we're not doing this at all.
Right.
If you don't play, we're not paying you. We don't care how good. You're only as good as how much you play, man. You ain't nobody. You ain't good for nobody on the bench.
Best
So not only do we have our
best ability is availability. How the fuck it go?
we have our own plan, but the easy thing.
Breaking up. Breaking up.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Break a
Hear
one
me now?
line.
Yeah, exit out and come back in, bro.
I don't know if I think it's his bro.
Exit out and come back on.
Okay.
Dede,
Yo,
who you think won this trade though? Like for right now, who is it going
Right
to
now-
benefit best right now?
Dallas for sure. This pushes Dallas closer to win the chip because I mean they got a lot of big men and not really any other teams in the West have big men like them outside of maybe OKC once they get Chet back. I still think OKC is the best team in the West, even with this trade, because Dallas is sitting in the 9th seed right now, I believe.
Yeah,
They got a lot of work to do.
they in the play-in right now.
Yeah, they in the play-in right now.
Yeah,
But I watched the Lakers last night against the Clippers, and everybody's dogging saying they don't have a big man. Jackson Hayes looked pretty good last night. I don't know about on the defensive end of the floor, but he still looked pretty good on the offensive side of the floor. Now, it's only one game.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
still, I mean,
here's a question, and this is something that me and Steve talk about too. Can the Lakers, with or Luka, eliminate the Denver Nuggets? Because the Denver Nuggets been their kryptonite.
yeah, because I think the Lakers. I don't think the Lakers are done.
I'm shocked that the Thunder gets eliminated by the Lakers because they got too much talent on that squad. Too much. Then you got the Rockets, and you got the Grizzlies.
I don't think the Lakers are done making moves either.
I don't think they are either.
No, I think they're going to go.
They can't be.
Go out and
You
get
don't
a
have
big man.
center right now.
I think they may go out and get Capella, maybe Pirtle from Toronto,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
I've heard or not heard, but I've read something about Valanciunas too.
Yeah.
They might be looking at Walker Kessler as well to give the Jazz that first round pick they got, unfortunately. But they shouldn't do that, man. They got to have some kind of draft cap. But
You're gonna have to get a lot
surprise,
more
man.
than that.
But
You're gonna have to give a lot more than that to get anything out of Danny Ainge.
You ain't lying.
Danny Ainge is gonna want
because
LeBron's unborn child, bro. Like,
absolutely.
Hey, don't hate on
Danny
Boston.
But I'll be real with you, dog.
Danny Ainge ain't no.
I'm gonna say this though. I don't understand what the allure. I don't understand what the allure with Danny Ainge is in Utah, man. He's not replicating anything he did in Boston, quite frankly speaking. All he does is stack assets and not actually build a team. Y'all been bad the entire time he's been there. But hey, I'm not paying him, so if they satisfied with
I mean, he built he built Boston.
Yeah, he ain't building Utah.
Well, he's got to take time. You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
He's been there for 4 years, 5 years.
The draft hasn't been really shit like it was when he was up in Boston. The drafts have kind of gone, like the talent in the draft, to me at least, has kind of gone down. Because these guys that come out now, they're not polished. When Boston drafted Tatum and Brown, those guys were different. These guys that come out now were just athletic freaks.
I don't know about Brown being that much different. Ron Holland is putting up better stats in his rookie year than Brown was. Brown was not that good of a player. He had potential.
There's no way.
Brown averaged 6.8 points a game in his rookie season, man.
Ron Holland got like what, 4? Jaylen Brown still can't shoot. Let's be real. Jaylen Brown, he can shoot when he's on right-handed. You try to make him go left, it's a wrap.
Oh, you talking about Jalen
Okay.
Brunson?
No, Jaylen Brown.
Oh, Jalen Brown. Okay. Yeah, you're right. He just did. It took
Yeah, he
him a
got
while
a
to learn his
clip,
left
bro.
hand.
I mean, I think that would imply he can't drive left. I don't think that means he can't shoot, man.
But
That's,
he got
that's a
a
different
clip,
ball.
bro.
Yeah, that's Jaylen Brown can shoot now, man. He's
You
developed.
gotta.
Now I can say that Danny.
I don't want to talk about Boston because I don't like Boston. So anything
I
I'm
know
ever
you
talking about Boston
hater
will be
is
negative.
smart,
I
bro.
don't like Boston. Never have.
Hey, look,
Hater is
you
smart,
gotta
bro.
respect. They keep it a bean, man. They'll tell you like I don't really rock with them, and it is what it is.
I
I
feel
don't
you.
like them.
I feel you. I feel you on that, man.
I mean, I
Yeah,
liked it when they had my boy Rondo because Rondo's one of my favorite point guards to ever play the game. But after Rondo left, I didn't really
yeah,
fuck with him.
mine too, man.
Yeah, I like Rondo.
Mine too. But yeah, but let me say as to the points my man was trying to make about Cat, dog. Cat was traded strictly for financial reasons. Like one of the things, man, that a lot of folks, man, they come over, they try to talk ball. They don't actually understand the workings at any of these leagues that they talk about, man. Like people have to start familiarizing themselves with the business side of things to actually get a proper context of why moves is made. It's not always just about basketball. Like we talked about on one of our shows, man. Like I've been trying to educate our viewers about the second apron that's kicking in. A lot of these moves you're gonna see is all strictly because of the second apron, bro. The second apron is going to be one of the most restrictive salary caps in sports history. Period. That's how bad it is.
I won't lie. I don't understand the whole NBA cap. I don't understand it at all.
So in a nutshell, bro, the second apron is coming into the new provision of the CBA starting this summer. It's going to be so restrictive that some teams are going to be in a situation to where you're getting taxed 150% luxury tax, but yet the provision says you can't make a move. So they're stuck getting taxed until the duration of those contracts are done.
So so basically that second apron is out there to basically stop super teams?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so unless you're homegrowing them, because you get certain kickbacks for homegrown talent. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you can sign your
So you
own
go on-
guys to all these super max deals, but you can't bring in. So basically, you can't do like a whole Miami situation with LeBron,
Nope.
Boston, and Wade.
Nope.
But if you had all
Exactly.
those guys on your roster and you drafted them, you can do it that way. Right?
Yeah, but even that becomes difficult eventually. But they're not gonna overly punish you for homegrown talent because I don't believe any team should be punished for developing guys. But eventually, that even has a limit to it. So Cat was traded strictly for financial reasons because that ownership group with A-Rod and them cannot afford the luxury tax in the second apron. That's all that was because they know Julius Randle is opting out.
Yep.
And so they look for a way they're just going to rebuild on Anthony Edwards, who I maintain is still a better player than Jalen Brunson, point blank. And they're going to just do that. But how bad the finances are that they are willing to essentially dismantle an NBA championship contender because they can't afford it.
Yeah, because they were going to
This had nothing to do with
Cap and Gobert's already on a massive deal as is.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So they will have to redo that, and then I think realistically they'll probably rebuild with Ant and Nas Reed. And then they'll probably work with that, and that's going to be their core, Ant, Nas Reed, and Jalen. That's what they do. That's what they have to do, man. But they couldn't afford to keep Cat plus all those guys, man. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, and they got Mike Conley on a big contract too. So
is Conley on a big contract?
He's only getting $10 million. He's expiring next year.
I mean, that's still a lot for where Conley's at in his career right now. That's a lot for a 30-something-year-old point guard.
Exactly. Yeah,
he's expiring.
Right.
Do y'all think that's why the Sacramento-San Antonio deal was done? Because
Fox going to the Spurs. I don't know, man. I mean, Wemby Young had been balling out of his mind, and with Chris Paul there to show him to show him how to be a better scorer, defender, and stuff, teaching the game. I'm not saying Fox would not be a great addition, but Fox is a type you can't trust him. I mean, the situation that happened with Mike Brown, when Mike Brown said, Fox got to step up and be that leader, and then all of a sudden he's fired. I wouldn't want Fox on my squad. I mean, I could be wrong, but just saying.
I mean, I believe the Kings lost like 9, 10 in a row before Brown was fired.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that.
And why did they make a trade for Zach LaVine? Like, I don't know what makes them think Zach LaVine going to help them.
Isn't LaVine on an expiring deal? Or is he on a two-year contract still?
I think he's got 2 years left.
2 years left. No, motherfucker. Uh-oh. Everybody freeze? Oh, Steve gone again. Steve, StreamYard ain't messing with you today, bro.
Huh?
Bro, you got to get rid of that font you got, dog. I can't do it.
It's beautiful.
That shit ugly.
Classic.
Yeah, that was just us. We done took over the pod. We done took over the 3 with 3 podcast.
What y'all think of that move?
I didn't hear him.
You say that again, P?
Bucks and Wizards, they made a trade where Middleton is with the Wizards now. Kuzma's with the Bucks. Who you think got that better trade between those two teams?
I think the Bucks did. They got a younger guy, doesn't have much injury history like Middleton does. Now, Middleton's still a sniper, but let's be real. Middleton's been injury plagued the past 2 years.
Right.
And,
Yep.
Kuzma's inconsistent at times, but he's healthy, and when he's on, he's on. I think that's a nice piece to put next to Dame and Giannis. I still ultimately think Kuzma comes off the bench. But what I don't like is they got rid of A.J. Johnson.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I didn't know that. Once I seen more of the details, I was like, damn, y'all got rid of A.J. Johnson too to get Kuzma. I didn't like that. I think A.J. Johnson's a nice little rookie, or I don't know if he's a rookie or not, but I know he's a nice little young. He is a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never in favor of trading rookies. Never. I don't like that because you don't know what you got. Especially we're not even halfway through the season yet, and you're giving up on a rookie for. No offense, Kyle Kuzma, who's a good player, but I mean, you kind of know what he is. You don't really know what A.J. Johnson is. Oh, I think the Bucks ultimately did win, but I don't like the fact that they got rid of A.J. Johnson. I don't. They only got Kuzma back in return. They didn't get nobody else, did they? Just Kuzma and a pick, right?
Oh, just Kuzma.
Yeah, I think they got. Well, I'm gonna get the. I'm gonna post the whole trades and who everybody got. I'm just.
We're heading out here and get kids from daycare.
Last night.
He's with the 76ers now. I don't know who they got for Quentin Grimes.
It don't matter. It's Quentin Grimes.
Man, you remember when Pistons fans were all upset about losing him? Oh no, we can't lose Quentin Grimes. Man.
Now they just the Pistons just picked up KJ Martin and 2 picks.
Yeah, but I don't. That's tricky too. With that, I read something about he may be shipped off somewhere, like he's going to be rerouted somewhere. I think he ends up down in New Orleans. I think
he only get rerouted. Oh, sorry, bro. I didn't know I was back in the studio. My bad.
Yeah, you win.
Yeah. There's something with that KJ Martin trade they got to work out with the $14 million they got in cap space so they can use like the mid-level exception on KJ, something like that. It's a lot of business, a lot of cap stuff that I don't quite understand.
So I think it's a brilliant move by Trajan because what happened is, so Mark Stein confirmed. So watch this. They can absorb KJ into the MLE if they're going to allocate the $14 million within a 48-hour period. So Mark Stein confirms that the Pistons are going to do that, which means they're going to keep him. They don't want to ship him off anywhere. They have another deal lined up to use that $14 million in cap space, which will likely be a deal that brings us back assets as well as a decent player.
I think, honestly, me ultimately, and I don't like the move because I don't like the guy. I think it's Zion. I think Zion's going to be a Piston by the end of the week. I do.
Maybe.
Zion or Ingram.
Maybe. That's possible.
Because you remember that report that came out earlier in the week that said that the Pistons and the Pelicans had a deal worked out for a cost-cutting move for the Pelicans. And the Pistons are really the only team that I can think of that can afford to take on a big salary like that.
Mm.
Because I think they have the most cap space out there, outside of like Washington and those bum-ass teams.
Mm. If you read, we're the only team with cap space in general right now. I read that same article, but like the way that article is written, it wouldn't be none of the good guys on that team would be eligible. So that includes Zion. Like any decent player wouldn't be available. So they're not talking about BI. They're not talking about any of the other good players over there. That'd probably be like for guys like Alvarado. It's not even CJ McCollum wouldn't even qualify for what they were talking about. So they're probably talking about guys like Alvarado, Brandon Boston Jr., guys like that, so to bring them under the luxury tax.
The role players, right?
The role players. They're only about $4 million over the luxury tax, so it'd probably be like an Alvarado. I would like Alvarado on this team. I think that'd be a great backup point guard for Cade.
I do too. I seen a rumor that came out last night. The Bulls are kind of shopping Kobe White. What do you think about Kobe White here?
I like Kobe White.
I love it.
I love Kobe White.
But watch this, Dave, to your point, bro, that goes to show you how impactful the second apron is, because you see how Kobe White is a nice young guard that should be used as part of the rebuilding process over there, but Chicago's like, we can't afford it.
Nope.
They're too far capped out, man. They're giving too many dudes, making too much bread that aren't that good. And Kobe White is nice, but if you got to say we getting off of a young talent like Kobe White, too many bad financial decisions. And so right now, that second apron is pretty much made for teams that made too many stupid moves. That's why we talked about on our other shows, Breed, like who do we think is going to be extended here? Who do we think is not? Because Trajan knows how this is, man. You see the way Trajan is navigating this. Guys like Duran, Asar, Ivy, etc., are not going to get extensions unless Trajan is 100% sure that these guys are going to blossom into something that's truly a Robin to Cade's Batman. And so, for instance, we talked with Ivy, right? So I'm like, 17 points a game is not going to get you an extension, man. That's not it. We're not giving you $100 million. You're not worth it.
Yeah.
Not for that. Same JD. You know how high I am on JD, but 9 and 9 is not going to get you an extension, brother. That's not good enough. And people talk about you got to be patient. I love when people try to conflate day-to-day life with a sports league, man. You have a timeline you have to meet. It's called your rookie scale deal. If you don't look extension worthy by the end of your rookie scale deal, you don't get one. They're not supposed to sit up there and give you empty money, man. You haven't shown anything.
Mm-hmm.
Or so you work that next level of contract. So, we can negotiate, but you talk about we deserve a max extension after that. You're not going to get that. Şengün didn't get a max extension, bro. Think about this. If Şengün didn't get a max extension, Duran ain't going to get it, and J.I. certainly ain't going to get it.
No.
Şengün is an all-star and did not get a max extension.
Mm-hmm.
Can somebody explain to me how Zion got a max extension?
Number one pick in the draft, and they believed in him more than I think anybody with half a brain believed in him.
Exactly. Don't be like the Bulls.
Man, let me just not. Like I said, I don't like Zion, so I don't think he was because he never played and just like
same thing. You're right.
Zion's never really been healthy. I mean, he was healthy last year. He played 72 games last year. I'll give him that. But when it came to playoff time, where was Zion? He played that one playing game, and then he was sitting
and then got
hurt.
But yeah, you're right, Dave. I mean, you're 100% correct. That's why teams are starting to crack down on this stuff, man. People, but they crazy. You can't. Dudes living vicariously through these celebrities, man. Like real life don't apply to them, dog. If we're not ready to go to our job, man, we don't get paid. Same thing as Luka. If you're not ready to suit up, you don't get paid. Get them on out of here. You know what I'm saying? Get them on out of here. Yep. And to my boy, what is this? Big John collects cars. Shouts out to you, bro. That's exactly my point right there. Pat Will. Pat Will got $90 million.
Yep.
Pat Will got $90 million, bro. All that kind of stuff, that's coming to an end. That's what the second apron is meant to punish. Stupid financial decisions from teams, bro. It's too many teams that have made these dumb deals, these stupid extensions, these stupid signings. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm gonna tell y'all this. Keep an eye out for Devin Booker to the Pistons. And I don't mean that because I don't do the homer stuff. I mean that straight up. Keep an eye out for Devin Booker to the Pistons because right now we're shaping up to be the only team that can actually get a deal done that actually gets the Suns out of luxury tax purgatory. We may actually. I'm gonna say this, bro. I think Trajan Langdon, and this is not because he's the president of basketball operations of my team. I think this guy is executive of the year right now in the NBA. We're the only team with financial flexibility, man. We're the only team with financial flexibility. And right now,
he came into that situation though.
No, he didn't. He created that situation with the THJ trade.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Now I think about that. Yeah.
He engineered that because Troy Weaver had us about to look like dudes like Chicago and whatnot, guys that ain't that good, no draft capital, And then the thing with the second round picks is the second round pick is going to be over the next 10 years the way the second apron is set up, because the second apron is a permanent provision, so that's going to become part of the. It's not going to be renegotiated. That's going to be a permanent provision. So the second round pick is going to become valuable because in the next decade or so, those guys are going to have to play. So you're going to see less draft and stash guys. You're going to see less of some of these Euro players that are not ready to actually come overseas. You're going to see less of that, and some of these second round picks are going to have to play because that second apron is going to keep people from going into free agency and just signing who they want. It's going to make teams get players, develop players, and some of these second round picks are going to have to play minutes. So him getting 2 second rounders right there, bro, that's valuable. KJ shooting almost 40%.
Yeah, but look how many attempts he's taking a game. He's not taking too many attempts.
He takes 3. 40% on 3 attempts a game is a good shooter, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not a whole lot of volume. I mean, I could shoot 50% from the 3 if I only took 2 a game and I made 1.
Okay. I mean, the way I see it is this. I'll play towards the stats.
In the shape I'm in now, I'm going to go out there and, play an NBA
I don't know.
or nothing, but I'm just
I think you might be able to suit up and give better minutes to a lot of these guys getting too much money. That's literally what we're talking about right now. That's literally what we're talking about. I think you might be able to park that car, bro, and get better minutes than a lot of these dudes getting $20 million right now.
I'm trying to think of somebody that got overpaid and ain't really done much. I had his name and then we started talking. I can't think of him now. What's his name? Where is he? Give me a minute. It'll come back to me.
Yeah. Take your time. But yeah, it's a lot of guys that's overpaid and ain't done a lick. They just been on a bench.
That's true.
That's just they just getting crazy money.
And I'm not against these guys being able to get that piece of the pie, man. Like, just the same conversation we had on y'all show today about with the NIL. We're not against these young dudes being able to get their money. It's just that you have to be worth it, and it has to be regulated the right way. For instance, Cade get $225 million. Now, has anybody noticed, bro? Cade has only elevated his game every time he was challenged. He didn't run away from any of the media criticism about what happened last year. He stood up to the cause, man. They gave him his money, and now he's come out I think, easily the best point guard in the East. That's the kind of guy that deserves to get the check. That's the kind of guy that deserves to get the check.
Homegrown talent.
Homegrown talent that steps up to the plate. He's taking the good with the bad. He's taking the criticism, and now he's taking the praise because, bro, like he stood his ground like a man. And instead of trying to run from the situation, just give me some better guys, man. We're gonna stand here. We're just gonna step up to the plate. And now he's got his team at 6 in the East. If the season ends now, we're in the playoffs, not even the play-in. Give that man his money. That's the guy that deserves it. But the rest of these dudes, bro, that sit up there not playing and not cut it out, whining and crying, and yet you don't play.
And now I remember who I was going to talk about. I don't think it's necessarily a bad contract, but you think it's going to put them in the second apron. When the Rockets signed Dylan Brooks and Van Fleet, You think
Mhm.
is that going to put them in the second apron? Are they going to have to get rid of those guys?
Yes, but Van Fleet is a $40 million expiring deal. Y'all, pardon my children in the background, y'all.
No,
um,
you good. You good.
Van Fleet is a $40 million
Why you
expiring
think I'm
deal.
outside in the car?
I feel you, bro. But
Give me a
Van
steering
Vliet is
wheel
a
right
40
here.
million expiring. There's a team option on him. So they're probably, especially with the emergence of Amin Thompson, they probably will opt out of that 40 million team option, let him walk, and then just sign a cheaper veteran point guard to back him up and give him in the team.
Mhm.
And that'll keep them straight because the only players they have locked in. That's why they negotiated with guys like Jalen Green and Şengün, so everybody can stay around. But
Yeah.
those are fitting pieces, man. Like, a question I have for y'all, man, because regardless, remember when we did that live with Drew, man, we're talking about becoming too attached to players.
Mhm. Mhm.
Irregardless, man, decisions are going to have to be made when you're building a team. You're not going to be able to keep every young guy you get. You're going to have to decide who's a core and then what you're going to build around because you can't re-sign every dude. So that's what we're talking about. If some of these guys pan out, is there a point of re-signing some of these guys you already got? Especially we have to look at the situation where if Trajan Langdon didn't draft him, he's not connected to those dudes, nor should he be. So, for instance, if you got J.I. up for extension, but Asar Thompson is panning out offensively as well, do you re-sign J9 for $100+ million when Asar essentially does the same thing offensively, penetrate and get to the rack? The place that like, so you get what I'm saying? The same thing as Ron Holland. If Ron Holland works out and develops into what he can be, you have too many redundant positions. So not all these guys can stay. So some guys are gonna have to get moved anyway, man. Whether it's for we package them up for a star or we move them for further draft capital, it's got to happen.
Yeah, and if you getting somebody like Devin Booker, one of those guys got to be included in that.
Two
trade.
of those guys. We got to get more than that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be something like J.I. plus Durn.
I'll give him J.I. and Stu. I'll give him J.I.
They're gonna want better than that. They're gonna want better than that. I feel you. If I could get away with it, I'm doing it. They're gonna want more than that.
I mean, I know Duran's been playing his ass off this past month.
Been playing very well. It's got to be consistent. So I want to see him end the year off like this, the whole second half of the season. This is what he can do.
At the end of the day, if I've got the chance to acquire Devin Booker,
you got to do it.
I'll give up Duran. I'm sorry. You
got to do it.
Find serviceable. Actually, no. You can find serviceable big men.
Yeah.
And he's not you can trade for people. Yeah. You go out and draft a guy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
what he's trying to do, you can get if you put an athletic big that can defend the rim next to Cade, he's gonna make him look like Duran, man. It's just that's just what it is. When you have an elite player, that's what elite players do. They make these other guys look better. It's the same thing I said with Beasley, bro. If you can get a first round pick in this draft for Beasley, trade him. Trade him.
Man,
I love him, bro, but he's not a core piece. And then you got to pay him.
Yeah, but
so how much money do you give a role player?
He's a top 5 shooter in this league. Those guys don't grow on trees. Yeah, you get a first round draft pick, but say you get a first round draft pick and he turns out to be a Sekou Diambo, or he turns out to be a fucking Stanley Johnson, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a proven commodity in Beasley.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a top 5 shooter and risk him for an unknown guy.
But here's my thing with that, and I agree with you. I agree with those points, but here's where I disagree. We don't have really a core right now. We have guys that are prospects that are going to show us whether they're a core piece with the second half of the season. So with Duran becomes a core piece if he finishes out the year doing what he's doing. But right now, Duran's a prospect. Same thing with Asar. Ron Holland's got to have more time to be fair, etc. You got to stack talent. The only way to stack talent is in the draft. So if a first round pick comes up, let's say the Rockets want Beasley because they need shooting desperately. The Rockets have 2 picks that can easily be top 8. If it gives you a chance to get Cooper Flagg or Ace Bailey, you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take the risk.
I don't want Cooper. I don't like Cooper Flagg, man.
I feel you, dog. I feel you, bro. Hey, look, that's why I rock with Day, because they keep it a bean. They don't care, and I love it, man. It's good to see that. But I'm just saying, whoever their flavor is, man, whoever their speed is, in this draft, if it gives you a guy that you really truly believe in, because evaluation of talent is part of the process of being a general manager or president of basketball ops, man. You've got to do it. At the end of the day, let me say this, and I asked this to Drew the other day, Bree, is Beasley really this good, or is he playing with Cade Cunningham? This is the first time he's looked this good in his career.
He has had a career resurgence compared to what he's been everywhere.
And I think that's because he's playing with Cade, bro. And I think if you put any plus shooter next to Cade, that can catch and shoot like that, Cade's gonna make that guy look exactly the same. Just like that's why I'm like, so let me ask you this, bro. Would you rather re-sign Beasley or go after a true 3-and-D guy like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's shooting 42% on 5 attempts a game?
That's the Minnesota guy?
Yeah, and he's a free agent. I would rather have Nickeil, bro, because we don't have a guy right now who can hold his man and shoot. We have to either choose between offense or defense, and that's why we lose games sometimes. Because our best defenders can't spread the floor.
I had this discussion with somebody else the other day about Beasley. He's a hell of a shooter, man, but he is a defensive liability. Teams attack.
Right.
Look what happened in the Hawks game. That last shot,
you want to play him minutes.
Right on Beasley.
And the thing is, people say, well, he comes off the bench, but Beasley plays almost 30 minutes a game, so he's going to have to defend. So how much money do I pay a guy who's just a shooter? Yeah. How much money do I pay? That's what I'm asking. And I'm generally asking y'all this question. What's your opinion? How much money should we pay a guy who can't defend? If you're not a star, how much money if you're not an offensive star, how much money do you give a guy who can't defend when you're playing starter minutes off the bench regardless? So you're going to have to be able to guard a man because we can't hide you if you're playing that many minutes.
See, and that's that's the same thing with Luka. You paying him, you want to pay all of him that money, and he can't defend. He can't even defend a twig. You know what I mean? So it's like, why? I know, right?
You need to eat some twigs.
You know what I'm saying? But
he couldn't hold water if he was a bucket.
No.
I was gonna say that too, but you said but you beat me to it. But it's like, and that's what kills me about the league. They paying all these people and they can't defend at all.
That's about the cease, bro. That's why the second April coming in.
But at the same time, the NBA won't even let you defend anyway, even if you want to, because they try to take that away.
True, but here's the thing, though, dog. Yes, that's true because they don't hold defense like they should be, like what we used to, like how we grew up playing ball. Like we know what defense is, bro. We get it. But at the same time, there is still a level of defense that's being played that some teams have and some teams don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, for instance, here's why I say what I say about J.I. And anybody feel free to chime in. I'm gonna be real with you. There's one thing that has changed, and two things and one thing that has not changed. The non-Cade minutes, right? Bro, do you realize we're still a net negative when Cade's out on the floor? Do you want to know something that's funny? We're actually 7 points better without Jaden Ivey being the secondary ball handler because he's not a point guard and he can't defend. J.I. is a streaky scorer, and that's what he is right now, bro, who can't play defense. So even because people talk about we miss J.I. Now, of course, you're just going to miss 17 points a game that just disappears, of course, in a vacuum. Right. However, in a practical sense, man, it's showing his lack of defensive acumen that when Cade's off the floor, the offense was just as bad as it is now when he's not even in the lineup. So what it goes to show you, we need a real backup point guard, etc. The offense looks better when you have a movement shooter on Cade's right. And we've also bumped up 14 spots defensively ever since Asar was inserted into the starting lineup over Jaden Ivey, who's now injured. Now, here's the biggest point I want to make. Does anybody think it is it's just by happenstance that Jalen Duren's defensive rating has gone up ever since we have a better point of attack defender in Asar in the starting lineup? That's not a coincidence, man. We finally have a guy.
You got good perimeter defense. That makes your paint defense a hell of a lot easier. Because you're not trying to sit there and have to watch what's going on the perimeter. You can focus what's going down on the low block.
Exactly. And that was part of why Jalen Duren was in foul trouble so much, and it's part of why he looked so bad defensively, although he has to improve himself. Don't get me wrong. But that's part of the reason why he's so bad defensively, because to be 100 with you fellas, Jay Ivey was just that bad of a defensive liability. He was one of the worst point of attack defenders in the entire NBA. And so when you got a guy, the other team's two guard is a guaranteed paint touch because our two guard can't stay in front of him. This puts stress on the bigs, puts stress on Tobias Harris, and it puts stress on your five. Ever since Sarr's been in the starting lineup, when we have less dribble penetration, a lot less dribble penetration, Jalen Duren has looked a lot better defensively because he does not have to worry about the perimeter plus the paint.
Well, I'm gonna add this too. He had to do that because of how well defensively Stewart has been too. So that kind of lit fire into him. How well Stewart is playing.
I agree.
So
I agree.
You know what I mean?
That's why we need to keep Stu. You're right. I agree, bro. He lit a fire under his behind, and he's starting to put it together. You're right, 100% right.
And I was with you when your big man and how talented Duren is. He should not be averaging 9 and 9.
Yeah,
he shouldn't be. He should be at least having them Andre Drummond numbers of 15 and 15 at least.
Yeah, you're right. And I think, and see, a part of that was, and I'm glad that JB is there because Jalen Duren is buying in. And then one thing I will say about Jalen Duren, I'll give him credit because you don't see this with a lot of young players, the accountability. He acknowledged that wasn't JB limiting me or hating on me. That was my fault. Because look, if we look at the beginning of the season, JB tried to run offense through Jalen Duren. He tried to use his strengths, put him at the elbow, use his passing ability, face up. You know what I'm saying? All that. He was turning the ball over too much. And so now that he's really started to study film and look at the mistakes he's making, JB's giving him that responsibility back, and he's actually been playing well with it. So, hey, man, the ball is in Jalen Duren's court to earn that next deal. If he fizzles out and goes back to that inconsistent stuff, I can't rock with him because you got to earn your money right now, young fella. But if he finishes playing like this, then I'm with him.
Let's be real. That's another instance where you put Cade on the floor and it instantly makes Jalen Duren better. You know, the running that pick and roll with him and Duren is a lot better than him running that pick and roll with Malachi Flynn or whatever the hell his name was last year. You know what I'm saying?
Bums, man.
You know, 50-point bum.
But that goes to show you, man. Like, look, bro, we talk a lot about, talk about last year. That's the LaMelo Ball conversation, man. Because if you look, you got people that are mad that LaMelo didn't make it to the All-Star game. Cade's numbers, but watch this, bro. Cade's numbers were better than Donovan Mitchell's are this year, last year. But you had the worst record in the NBA, so nobody's gonna recognize you. Now that the rabbit got the gun and the shoe was on the other foot, now all of a sudden it's a problem for another player when he's not in Detroit. When they have the same situation, you put up great numbers, but you don't win. So Cade got the same treatment.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, you sure, bro? Go ahead.
I was going to say my thing, because you said there's people upset about LaMelo not making the All-Star team. My thing with LaMelo is, he's got great numbers and his team's not winning and all that. I understand that. To get recognition, you have to have team success. I understand that. But this game is about the fans. And what is LaMelo? LaMelo's big with the fans. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I believe LaMelo should be there. I get his team not winning. The Hornets are terrible. And I watch the Hornets a lot because I like the energy of that Hornets team. Now they've been bad, even worse how LaMelo's been out, but I like the energy of that team. I like Bridges. I like Brandon Miller. I said Brandon Miller was Paul George 2.0 when he came out, and that's what he's doing. Like Mark Williams, which I think the Pistons should have drafted Mark Williams over Duren anyway, but that's a whole nother conversation.
But in Duren's defense, Mark Williams has been god awful defensively. He's been worse than Duren defensively this year, which is saying something.
He has, but he's improving. He's improving. He is. But you go back to what you were talking about. I just want to throw that LaMelo thing in there real quick.
I agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying because I think it does highlight a bigger point that if the fan vote is ultimately not going to matter, why even include the fans?
Exactly. LaMelo won the fan vote, did he not?
Yeah, he did. Got first in the fan vote, didn't make it. So, my thing is don't sit up here and troll the fans as a league if their voice is not going to actually matter. Now, me personally, I'm a guy that I'm actually pro not including the fans that much, bro, because you get guys making in there that I'm gonna say this. As much as I like him, Steph Curry should not be an all-star this year.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm so glad there's somebody out there else that's with me on that. I 100%.
He has not had an all-star season. And nobody can be the best emeritus. You got to earn it every year. I don't care how big of a star you are. You cannot be the best emeritus. That's what's wrong with the league. So I do like moves that bring more merit to the NBA as opposed to just handing guys stuff based on past glory. That's not what the All-Star game is supposed to be. K earned it this year, and if K want to be an All-Star next year, he got to play just the same or better next year. The rules apply to everybody. But I do agree with you that if the fans love them, and y'all talk about y'all including the fans and our voice matters, don't troll the fans and then have them not on the team. Pick one.
I think honestly, I think Norman Powell should be there.
I agree. I want us to actually get. I actually want us to get Norman Powell.
Clippers aren't getting rid of him, but yeah.
No, they're not. But I'd love to have Norman Powell on this team. Man.
You know what? I can't even say that because nobody thought Luka was going to get moved. Luka got moved.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's on the table, really.
It's true. I think they might stick with him.
Powell should be there, and I think Sabonis should be there.
Yep.
Over Curry.
Who would you sit for Sabonis though? Because I agree. I definitely think he should be there, but we have to sit somebody.
Ooh, I got to think of who the West big men are.
Because Şengün's on the team, but they're second in the West, so he's going to be on there.
I might get killed for this one, but maybe Booker.
I agree with that. No, I agree with that. No, bro, I'm with you. No, I'm with you on that. Because once again, health. Everybody named has been available. Health. So
health and team success. Let's be honest. Phoenix has not really lived up to what everybody thought they would be.
Phoenix is not going to make the playoffs, bro.
No, they're not.
No, they're 25 and 24. Not in the West. That's not good enough to try to. Yeah, and I don't think they get the Jimmy Butler deal done, man. And apparently, I just saw a rumor that they said the Pistons actually might be in play for Kevin Durant. That might be what's going on.
I've seen that. It's either Durant or Booker.
Yep.
And I see something. Jimmy's okay with going back to Miami. That motherfucker needs to make up his mind. Jimmy needs.
Bro, he don't have a choice, man. What happened is he ran into Pat. But I'm gonna be real with you, dog. As much as I love to see players actually getting a little bit more liberty, dog, let's be honest. Ever since the players got too much power, the quality of the league has gone down. It's gone into the dumpster. The guys don't play. And at the end of the day, we as fans, what are we paying to look at? BS, rec ball, it's garbage. So, hey, look, man, I think maybe the time has come for the ownership and some of for the teams to actually seize back some of this power. Like, look, man, we'll work with y'all, but at the end of the day,
mid-90s. We need what the mid-90s owners were like.
I think we need more Pat Rileys in the NBA as GMs, bro, because there's too many guys just showing up doing whatever. And they talk about the fans like, bro, at the end of the day, man, everybody else got to work hard to get the money to attend these games, man. If we come to see the best guys, don't nobody want to come to see third string G League dudes. What's the point of us buying the ticket?
Imagine if you went to that Cavaliers Dallas game that happened on Sunday, I believe it was. It was 90, 40 something at half. Like, bro, come on, man.
Don't nobody pay to see that.
To go see that.
Exactly. I might as well keep my money in my pocket if we're not going to have a good show. You know, Frank Sinatra said the only thing you owe the fans is a good show. Okay, that's fine. We'll give us a good show. You at least owe us that. So if you're not getting that,
buy season tickets to the Hawks down here because I don't know when Trey's going to play and when he's not going to play.
I think Trey might get moved by the summer too.
I wouldn't doubt it. I think the Hawks.
I think y'all have a better team.
I do.
I think y'all have a better team, bro. If you build around Jalen Johnson and Dyson Daniels.
Don't say y'all because I'm not a Hawks fan.
All right. Well, I think they will have a better team.
I'll say this: I'm not a fan of any specific team. I just like the game.
I feel you, though.
That's why
I feel you with that. I feel you with that. I agree
a little bit more because that's where I'm from. But I'm just a fan of the game of ball, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. No, I'm with you on that. That makes a lot of sense, man. And I rock with my Pistons, but at the same time, see, my thing is, bro. I rock with my Pistons, but I'm not a homer. You know what I'm saying? Like if you watch me on stream, I don't sit up there and do all this capping. I'll be real with you, man. I can't do the fanboy stuff, and I don't understand grown men that do it. Yeah, I get it. We want to support our guys, but as a man, bro, I got to keep it real. If I don't see it, I don't see it. And I want to see it, but if it's not there, it's just not there. And we got to be truthful and realistic about these scenarios.
Like the whole Ivy and Cunningham thing, man. I don't honestly. We ain't seen it enough to see if it works. But man, I don't think it's gonna work. I just don't
I don't think it
those two
does.
work together. I don't either.
I think it's about the best player, man. It's not about the guys around him for real, for real. It's about the best player. And
Yep.
what fits the best player is a movement shooter. So a
Yep.
guy in the mold of a Beasley is better for the offense, especially what we've seen from Asar as he's gotten back into shape and he's starting to get back into form. He's your three, and he can function as that secondary ball handler to distribute. Take the ball out of Cade's hands a little bit. So you don't really need another guy taking the ball out of Cade's hands. You already got another guy that can handle the ball. And so what does he do for us? He gets to the rack, puts pressure on the rim, especially as he started to get healthier and get his wind all the way back, his legs all the way back. And he can also pass the ball, and he plays super elite defense. In that case, put a shooter next to Cade that can guard his position. That's why I'm like, why don't we get a Nickeil Alexander-Walker? Or if we're going to go there, put a superstar next to Cade like Booker. Or get Norman Powell, something like that. Get a guy like that. But the point is, J.I. cannot defend well enough for me to warrant him.
J.I.'s a ball stopper. You give him the ball, and the ball stops.
Exactly. And I'm just keeping it a beam. And you got his sycophants that don't want to look at those things or acknowledge those things to be truths. They are. Like, for instance, I had a discussion with a member of the D313XP, man. And I'm like, all right, so if we can get Devin Booker right now, I'm moving J.I., right? I'm not trading Jaden Ivey. So you wouldn't trade Devin Ivey, you wouldn't trade Jaden Ivey for S-tier all-NBA Devin Booker in his prime years? Are you kidding me?
Bye-bye. I'll drive Jaden Ivey to the airport. Yeah,
man, you can't do that. You got to do it, bro. If it doesn't completely rob us of all assets, I'm going to say this, man. If we could get a deal done with the Suns that does not involve like draft picks, you do it.
See, that's the thing with Phoenix, though. They need draft capital because they don't have any.
Well, they got some draft capital from a recent trade.
Well, they don't have any firsts, though.
Yeah, they got three firsts from Utah, bro.
That's right. They did just pull that off. I forgot. They did just pull. Yeah, that was one of those deals that went under the radar. Forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. So they might ask for something in the distance. Like I'll trade a 2030 pick or something, 2020, because by that time, Cade and anybody else will be in their, coming into their primes, and we won't be a team that we really worried about a first round pick like that. But I'm not trading anything, that's coming up right now. No, we're not doing that. But I think the Luka trade drives Booker's value down in trade, bro.
That drives everybody's value down. If you can get Luka for one first round pick, because look at this, Mikal Bridges got 5 first round draft picks for him, correct? Isn't that what Mikal went for? That and a couple players, okay? And Mikal is a good player, solid player, got no problem with him. But let's be honest, he's not on the level of Luka.
No, he's not
nowhere near the level of Luka.
No,
he went for 5, and Luka only went for 1. And a 31-year-old Anthony Davis,
who ironically has been healthier than Luka as the last 2 years.
That's so crazy to say. That is so crazy to say.
And if Anthony Davis has been more healthy than him, it goes to show you the level of his conditioning, and that's why they moved him, man. Like if anybody is watching this, man, go look up the Adelson situation, and that'll explain the other half of this trade. But there is still the basketball half that new ownership was like, man, we're not giving this dude almost $350 million if he's not playing, and we don't care who he is. So it is what it is. And as I said, I think this is good for the NBA because I don't live vicariously through these players like some people seem to, man. I'm not gonna be outraged for a dude who's currently on a $215 million contract because he got moved because he didn't do his job, which is part of which is staying in shape. Why would I feel sorry for him? He didn't get done wrong. He did the Mavericks wrong when he showed up almost 270 pounds to camp this year.
270 cost him 340. That's what I think.
That's on him.
270.
That's on him. He's a grown man. He's a grown man. Be accountable, bro. Your job is to come and play basketball. You're not playing basketball, so why even have a conversation with him? 25-year-old grown man. He's not a child. He's not a kid. Like some people seem to want to talk. People want to sit up there talking about, man, or he young. Brother, man, we almost 30 years old. We got to still make excuses here in today's society. Talk about somebody young. Think about this, though, bro. Day, man. When you was 21, 22 years old, could you keep a job? I could.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
So why are we sitting up there acting like this is not anything different than keeping a job? Keep your job. Like everybody else in this world has to.
Because nobody looks at sports like that. They don't look at it as a job. They look at it as an entertainment. Let's be real. When you sit down,
if that's my job, sure.
Or you sit down and watch a basketball game or something. You look at it as
We lost Day too. That stream just collapsed, man. What happened to Breed? Now we lost Day. Well, we experienced some technical difficulties, so yeah, I think I'll wrap it up for my boy Breed. Check out his channels. The new Breed 313. Real talk as well. Guy covers some real hard hitting issues, man. Breed's got a lot of wisdom, man. Particularly things just day-to-day life, how to be a man. Check out this channel right here, Sports Show as well. Stay tuned for new content. I'll be blessed and peace.